Hi, welcome back to Keith's Beauty Tips. In our last episode, you'll recall we talked about how to dye your hair purple in a way that's more permanent and lasting. Anyone who's dyed their hair a color will notice that in the first day or two it looks great, but after a little bit of washing and wear, it fades out quickly. And we talked about that a more permanent, although not medically recommended method is to actually inject the purple hair dye into a PICC line so that it enters the bloodstream close to the heart and eventually makes its way out to the hair and skin and other parts. But it usually fades from those. A lot of you wrote in after that episode asking, well, but what about blue? And it's a good question. A lot of you will remember from many elementary color theory course that blue is a different wavelength from purple. In fact, it's Roy G. Biv. It's a longer wavelength, so a lower frequency. And that means we don't need such an extreme method of administration in this case. Instead of the PICC line and injecting directly into the bloodstream, we can do a subcutaneous, or sub-Q as we call it in the beauty industry, injection. It's a smaller needle, and you don't have to find a good vein or anything. You can simply do it in any area with some amount of fat tissue. So what I'm going to show you is how to do this sub-Q injection in the belly. So I have here the blue that I've chosen. This is a lagoon blue. You may go for something darker like a periwinkle if you like. And I have filled my needle, you'll see, with some of the blue dye. And then it's very simple. All you need to do is find a piece of tissue with a little bit of fat. You want to pinch it hard like this. And then you're going to take the needle and slowly jab the needle into the skin. And then it's important here to work slowly because the fat cells are only going to absorb the dye at a certain rate. So you inject a little bit. It's going to hurt. Not as much as purple because it's a lower wavelength. It's a longer wavelength, lower frequency. Okay, now we're ready to accept a little more. A little more. Now, by the way, you don't have to use blue gloves for this, but I find that it helps. And again, I can't stress enough that I am not a medical doctor. This is not anything that's recommended by the medical community. The AMA has not signed off on this, nor has the FDA. But to those of us in the beauty industry, we know that this method works. You want to kind of slap it, let it start to work its magic. Now it's going to take a little bit longer to get all the way through the bloodstream and out to the hair follicles. But we'll come back in a few hours and see the results. All right, so it's been about 8 hours, and you'll notice that the effect of the blue injection has been to make my hair a much more vibrant blue. It's made its way out through the hair. It's also dyeing the skin a little bit, but that's all right. You can apply some bleach afterwards to that. I have noticed one of the unfortunate side effects of this is that everything that I've been eating has been coming out the other end blue. So I'm going to make a quick visit to the emergency room to make sure that nothing's been damaged in the digestive system. But this is rare, and it is one of the risks you take when you use a hair dyeing method that isn't recommended by the AMA. But if you really want to get those top quality results, you will follow this advice. So thank you very much. This has been Keith's Beauty Tips, and we'll see you in the next episode.